Barcelona is going to be hosting Villarreal at the Camp Nou. This is going to be a very exciting game. What we are going to be doing within today's video is, yes, talk about this match, what we could expect to see against Villarreal, and we're also going to be talking about this stat right that did come out a few days ago, basically explaining just how bad Xavi has been during his first 50 games with FC Barcelona, because I do have a very big thing to say when it does come to this agenda that these people have been having. So this is going to be a very important video. Everything is going to be organized down below on the timeline. If you guys are new here, welcome to this channel. I'm happy that you guys have joined this Barca media YouTube family, and I hope you guys do again enjoy this video. But before we go into this topic between Barcelona and Villarreal, I do want to speak about our sponsor for today, and that is going to be the OneFootball app. If you guys want to find out how I do build these videos, where I get my information from, like for example, for this match between Barcelona and Villarreal, all of those stats, all of those facts and information does come from the OneFootball app. If you do want to download the OneFootball app, you can so by clicking on the link down below. It'll take you straight to the app store. You can download the OneFootball app. It said exactly who and what you do want to follow, whether that's Manchester City or maybe Bayern Munich or maybe Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid, FC Barcelona, whatever it may be. The OneFootball app is going to be there to cover for you immediately and live on your phone for free. So I hope you guys do enjoy it. But now let's go back into this video and let's talk about Barcelona versus Villarreal, because look, this is going to be a match where we're going to have to win the 3 points. It is so mandatory. Right now, Barcelona is 3 points below Real Madrid, and we cannot lose anymore. Now, Villarreal is going to be a very tough team. Defensively, they are one big unit. They have a total of 6 clean sheets within La Liga, which does put them in second place and right below FC Barcelona. When it does come to the amount of goals they have conceded per match so far in La Liga, right now they have an average of 0.3 goals conceded per 90 minutes, which puts them in first place within La Liga, and Barcelona is just below them. So again, defensively, Villarreal is a unit. They really know how to defend. And we can also say that yes, Barcelona also know how to defend within La Liga by conceding very little. So we can say that they are very even when it comes to the defensive aspect of this game. Now, one of the reasons on why Villarreal have been so great defensively, it is because they have Pau Torres, they have Albiol, and of course they have Parejo, who has basically been covering those center backs because he is one of the best central defensive midfielders out there right now. And so because this team, right, Villarreal, has had such a great run in the previous season in the Champions League, they have really carried that form into La Liga this season. So Xavi is going to have to try his very best to break this team down. And when it comes to Villarreal, right, and their list of players and who's going to be available, it does say here, and it is official, that the coach of Villarreal, Emery, has confirmed that Gerard Moreno and Juan Foyth are close to returning from their injuries, but they will miss the match against FC Barcelona. So this is going to be a huge loss for Villarreal. Moreno is one of the top scorers for this team so far with a total of 2 goals. And then you also do have Foyth, right? Even though he has not been so present so far in this season for Villarreal, they have dealt with it well. But at the end of the day, they would much rather have this player on the pitch. This player has been out from the game since like August 28th. But in the end, I would also say that this is huge losses for Villarreal. Now, what's so surprising though is that this team has shown that they're able to compete against FC Barcelona even without these 2 players, because in the previous game that was held a few months ago, those 2 players were not even there, and Barcelona lost 2-0 at the Camp Nou without Moreno, without Foyth. I remember on that day it was a disaster for FC Barcelona to be losing against Villarreal at their own home. But now seeing this Barcelona team, it is true that yes, we have upgraded, yes, we have strengthened certain areas within this squad, but we also have to continue to be very careful because we have no idea just how Villarreal is going to be approaching us. They are really a great team that I really do respect. Now, when it comes to FC Barcelona, yes, we're going to be having 1 player that is going to be returning, and it is going to be Bellerin. As expected, Bellerin is going to be making potentially maybe his debut back from injury against Villarreal tomorrow night. And yes, he has made it. As we can see here on the squad list, he is on the face of this cover, and it's very exciting to see that our right back has finally returned. Now, could this mean that we might see something new within this starting 11 that we could see tomorrow night? Because Xavi has said during his press conference, he said that tomorrow there will be changes. So could we see Bellerin start on the right back position? Could we see Frankie de Jong also play in the pivot position? Could we see Ferran Torres starting and playing on the right side? And this is going to be something that we are going to be discussing later down this video and just talk about the potential lineup. But first, I also do want to speak about something very, very important, and this is going to be revolving around Xavi Hernandez, right? So let's step away from this match between Villarreal and Barcelona just for a second, because I want to basically be here to defend what Xavi has been doing for FC Barcelona, because because again, I understand that there is a huge agenda going against Xavi by the Barcelona fans themselves, which is very unfortunate. And it is the perfect time for me to talk about this because again, the match is going to be tomorrow. And I think that right now we need to have a lot of support for Xavi because the amount of support Xavi used to have, it has greatly decreased. And so many have been saying that Barcelona should be firing Xavi Hernandez, have Xavi out, and having Tuchel come into this club. So with all this heat that has been going around Xavi Hernandez's name, Xavi has also said something about this, and this is what he said during the press conference. I would understand if they stopped trusting me. People support me on the street. This is football. Defeat cannot stop us. You have to be positive. Honestly, I'm not deceiving you. I'm always positive. So you can see that Xavi Hernandez is very well aware of what's going on. Yes, there has been many people saying again that they want to have Tuchel in and Xavi out. And that is what's going to lead me towards this, right? And it's going to be this picture that you guys see right here, right? These stats. Clearly, you can see that there is an agenda that's trying to make Xavi really look bad. These are going to be the list of coaches that has had a total of 50 games, their first 50 games with FC Barcelona, and it is going to be explaining their win ratio. Like for example, for Luis Enrique, he has won 86% of the first 50 games that he has coached for FC Barcelona. Or for Ronald Koeman, you can see that Koeman has won 70% of the first games he has coached also with FC Barcelona. That is basically what this stat is all about. And you can see that at the bottom, Xavi Hernandez is in 25th place and is basically stating Xavi Hernandez has only won 63% of the first 50 games that he has coached. And so let's talk about this, right? Because many people have again also tagged me on this. And the first thing that I'm gonna say is this does not justify nothing. Like when it comes to stats like this, it's really important to have context on why these coaches do have these type of numbers. And the one question that we have to ask when it comes to each of these coaches, if we're going to be talking about stats like this and the win ratio within the first 50 games that these coaches have coached, we need to ask, what team did these coaches pick up? Like for example, Ronald Koeman came into Barcelona on the year of 2020 knowing that he's going to be picking up a team and training a team that has already won 4 league titles in the past 5 to 6 years. 4 league titles. He's also picking up a team that knows each other, right? Messi, Suarez, Busquets, Jordi Alba, all of these players really do know each other. They have came from a Champions League run where they have won and beaten Liverpool 3-0 at the Camp Nou. They were amazing on that day. This was the type of team that Koeman has again picked up, and they carried that momentum into Koeman's first season for FC Barcelona. Now let's talk about Tata Martino. And again, all of this is going to be making sense by the end of this video. Let's talk about Tata Martino. Tata Martino, just going based off these stats, is considered to be in 3rd place. And many are going to be saying, if you guys are new to football, you guys are looking at this for the first time, you guys are going to be saying, and most likely going to be saying that Tata Martino has been one of the best coaches for FC Barcelona, right? Just going based off this list, he is in 3rd place and has a total of 79% of the games that he has won in his first 50 games. 79%, right next to Pep Guardiola. And let me ask you guys this, do you guys honestly believe that it is true that Tata has been at the same level of Pep Guardiola in their coaching careers? Just going based off this list, do you really think that he is as good as Pep Guardiola? You see how like many of these things really just do not make sense, and like these stats almost looked worthless. But why does Tata Martino have such a high ratio? Well, it is because of this. Tata came into again this Barcelona team, picking up a team that has already won 4 league titles in the past 5 years. 4 league titles. The team that he has picked up when he came in the 2013-2014 season, in the previous season, Barcelona won the league title by a total of like 92, 93, 94, 95, 96 points, right? I think it was like 98 or like 99 points. That is the type of team that Tata Martino did pick up and started with. He has picked up a team that has a lot of experience on playing with each other. Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, Busquets, Pedro, and many more. So again, these stats really just do not mean anything, because now we're gonna have to ask, right now let's ask this question. If Tata looks so good in this list, if Tata is really going to be in 3rd place, let me ask you again, because Tata has won 79% of the first 50 games that he has coached, what did he win by the end of that season? What did Tata Martino win in the 2013-2014 season? Nothing. They were trophyless. They did not win a single thing. So you see again how these stats can be very deceiving. I want to make this very clear for everybody here, because many are again assuming that Xavi Hernandez is so bad that he is going to be worse than Koeman, or worse than Valverde, or worse than Tata Martino, or worse than Guardiola or Luis Enrique. And so now let's move on towards the next question, right? Let's ask the exact same thing to Xavi Hernandez. What type of team has Xavi picked up? right? Let's talk about that. What type of team did Xavi come into when he first came in? Xavi has came into FC Barcelona knowing that this team that he is going to be coaching has not won a single thing, and has not won a La Liga title in the past 2 to 3 years, right? It has been a very long time since the last time Barcelona have won a La Liga title, which was back in the 2018-2019 season, or I believe the 2017-2018 season. That is how long it has been, right? This team has not won anything. They have not been competitive for a very long time. Xavi Hernandez had to go in here and be in the worst possible position. These other coaches like Koeman, Tata Martino, they came into Barcelona knowing that in the previous 2 to 3 seasons, they have been like world champions or either Spanish champions. They had all the blessings in the world. Xavi does not have that. He has so many setbacks. He does have so many things that he does have to fix. The team that Barcelona is right now and the players that Xavi does want to have on the starting 11, none of those players have ever experienced a quarterfinal match in the Champions League, like at all. Like not a single game. Maybe Pedri, I believe, but I think that Pedri did enter the round of 16, but that's basically it. Like none of these players, like Ansu, Pedri, Gavi, Ronald Araujo, Koundé, they haven't experienced any type of Champions League run, like at all. None of these players even won more than like 80 points within a league season. So that is the type of team that Xavi Hernandez has to coach and where he is coming from. So this is why I do say, right, it's about not really about how you start, it's more about how you do finish. Let's see how Xavi does by the time he does end his 8 to like 9 year run with FC Barcelona. That is basically how you should be grading these coaches, not by how like they did in the first 50 games. The only reason why this type of list was created, it is because many of these people have an agenda against Xavi to make him look bad, because there's simply a lot of Barcelona haters out there. So it's very difficult to defend FC Barcelona as a coach, because you have to instill the idea, you have to instill the style, and of course with a little bit of innovation, because football does always change, and that is something that Xavi is working on. So the path that we are in the correct path. Something very similar did also happen with Arteta, who is the current coach for Arsenal. You look at the previous like 4 seasons that Arteta had with Arsenal. The first season under Arteta, when he did first come in on December 2019, they ended up in 8th place. You look at the next season, which is the 2020-2021 season, they again ended up in 8th place. You look at the next season, which is the 2021-2022 season, they have ended in 5th place. And now today, right, in this current season, Arsenal is in 1st place by beating Manchester City so far with a total of 4 points. And we're talking about a Manchester City side that has spent billions and billions of pounds just to build this team. They have Erling Haaland also. And the fact that Arsenal is in 1st place, that is amazing. We have to understand where Arteta and Arsenal did come from. And I remember in those first 1 to 2 years when Arteta was coaching Arsenal, many were saying that Arteta should be out, bring a different coach in, he's inexperienced, Arsenal's going to go to the ground, he doesn't know what he's doing. And now look at where Arsenal is at today by beating right now currently in the league table Manchester City, that is managed by Pep Guardiola and has been there since 2016. But of course, no one is going to be talking about what Arteta is doing right now with Arsenal, right? Because it doesn't fit their agenda. They only want to make the noise in the first 1 to 2 years and say just how bad Arteta has been. There's probably like a stat out there, like in some sort of website or like on Twitter or like on Instagram, that was basically saying before about 1 to 2 years ago that Arsenal's so bad, Arteta should be out. This is the first time in like 30 years that he has been in 8th place twice in a row, which was his 2019, 2020, and 2020-21 season. It's probably like a stat out there that's basically trying to make Arteta look bad. But now again, look at where Arsenal is at today. The noise is always going to be happening in the beginning. This is why I do say let's stick with Xavi. Xavi knows exactly what he's doing, and I have full trust. Of course, we're going to be having our defects there, our problems there in the first 1 to 2 seasons, because this is Xavi's first full official season, and he will bring this team back to glory. So we go and step away from this topic now that I have defended Xavi Hernandez because he has been doing amazing. And now let's talk about the most possible starting 11. So we could see something like this: Ter Stegen in goal, Alejandro Balde as the left back. I do not want to see Jordi Alba, Eric Garcia, Koundé as our center back duo, Bellerin as our right back, our midfield being Frankie, Pedri, and Gavi. Yes, I want to see Frankie in the pivot position. I do not want to see Busquets. And then as for our front three, Ferran Torres on the right wing, Lewandowski as the striker, and Ansu Fati on the left wing. Again, Xavi has said there is going to be changes within this team, and we should see something like this or close to this going up against Villarreal. So that is going to be wrapping up today's Barcelona pre-match preview and daily news. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are new here, welcome to the channel. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video.